Are you looking for a Halloween makeup that isn't a costume but still speaks to the spooky season? I personally love Halloween and all things spooky, but October always seems to get so busy, and by the time I actually think about getting a costume together, it's too late. This makeup is for those of you who want to wear something festive and a little bit trendy but still timeless. I personally love that this look is coming back. It's called Soft Goth. So if you want to learn how to do this look that I wore in high school, except it's a little bit more elevated and polished, thank God, then keep watching. By the way, I'm Jeannie. I'm a pro makeup artist. I work with celebrities, beauty brands, and everyone in between. Welcome to my channel. I've already done my brows off camera, and now we'll move on to skin prep. When it comes to skin prep, you want to think about how the makeup is going to look at the very end. For this look, the soft goth kind of romantic look that we're doing, when I think back to what goth used to be, it was very flat, very matte. No contour, no bronzer, no blush. But if you want to think about bringing it into 2023 and making it modern, making it fresh, I think about the skin having sort of a velvety texture to it, very satin-like. I tend to look for the same kind of qualities in my moisturizer, which is exactly in the Plant Genius Melt Moisturizer from Alpen Beauty. You all have seen me do this. Working around the brows because they're already done. I don't normally do eyes first, but right now it makes sense because I want the moisturizer to really soak into the skin before we put any foundation on top of it. Just gonna prep the lids with a little bit of concealer. This is Derma Blend with a Thrive Cosmetics flat brush. We're just going to take this all over the lid, up to the brow. I love using concealer to prep the eyelid because it color corrects. And if you set it with powder, it creates a beautiful base for any eyeshadow. We're going to keep the eyes very simple, but I wanted to show you the palette that I bought specifically for this tutorial. It is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. For the eyes, I really am thinking more of a less is more. I want there to be a soft contour on the eye, but I don't want it to be too heavy. I don't want it to compete with the lip. The lip is going to be very strong. So looking at this palette with that idea in mind, I'm going to take a Smith Cosmetics 232 brush, and I think I'm going to start with this color. Just load up the brush. We're just going to do a little bit of eye sculpting. So we're just going to take that shade. Because I have deep set eyes, I've said this before, I usually take whatever crease color and I put it on my brow bone, because if I put it in my actual crease when my eyes are open, you won't be able to see it. Just taking it on that brow bone and then bringing it in, creating that outer V. Then to create a little bit more depth, I'm going to take this color and just deepen that outer V. Taking a bit of a bigger brush to blend. This is a 237 from Smith. We want to make sure everything is really well blended. So you can see that we're getting a little bit of contour and depth on the eye. I want to go a little bit deeper. So I'm going to take the deepest shade in this palette on a Delium 780 pencil brush. And we're just going to just hit the outer V right there. And then take our trusty blending brush and soften it. So when the eyes are open, there's a little more depth on the outer edge of the eye. I love all the metallics in this palette, but this one in particular caught my eye. I'm just going to take it on my finger and tap it onto my eyelid. I'm not quite sure if this look requires a sparkly eyelid, but this palette demands that I use it. So I'm just going to listen to my gut. And who's to say that you have to follow the rules all the time anyway? Now to curl the lashes. Good couple of squeezes. I want a really good curl. And then I'm using the Rare Beauty mascara. Forgive it being so small. I bought the sample to try it out to make sure that I liked it, and I love it. So I need to go back and get a full-size one. It's really black and very thickening. Way to go, Selena. For skin, I knew exactly what I wanted to use because it has such a beautiful finish. It's the Lisa Eldridge foundation. Just gonna take a pump of it on the back of my hand. We might need a little bit more, but we're gonna start with a pump using the Ilia complexion brush. Just gonna start buffing. Because we've allowed the skin to really absorb the moisturizer, this is going to lay really beautifully and do exactly what I want it to do, which is give us that velvet satin texture. So wherever I need more coverage, I'll tap with the brush instead of swiping, because that tends to pull the product. And then, of course, using buffing motions just to buff it into the skin. I'm taking my time with this because I want the coverage to be medium, not full, but I definitely don't want any redness or any discoloration peeking through. I want the skin to look really flawless. This look is all about the fresh, velvety skin. I'm going to take my powder puff and just press foundation in just to finish. Pick up any excess product. This almost really helps to set the foundation too. Going back in with the Derma Blend concealer, I'm just going to take my finger and just place it first. Because of the consistency of this concealer, it's a little bit thicker. I like to use my fingers first before going in with a brush. The warmth from my fingers helps it to absorb just a little bit better. And then I'll take my foundation brush and just tap it in. My tried and true RCMA Amethyst powder on a Cozzette brush. I'm just gonna set the under eye really quick because I wanna finish the under eye before we finish the face. Going back into the Ethereal Eyes palette, I'm going to take the Thrive Cosmetics brush that I used to prep the eye into this color. Just sweep it under and connecting it right here so then there's no harsh lines. Back in with the powder, I'm just going to really set the under eye. And for that gorgeous vampy soft goth lip, I have the Rouge Dior Forever and Forever Night. It's just this deep, deep plum. Let's give it a go. And then with my tried and true Night Moth from MAC, my very well loved Night Moth from MAC, we're gonna fix the lip. I couldn't find any lip liner that even remotely came close to the depth of this lipstick except for Night Moth. Ooh, I love this lip, but we do need a little bit of blush. I'm gonna use Lancome's A Plum. Just do a little wash. One of my other tricks I like to do is to take one of my eyeshadow brushes into the blush and just sweep it in the crease. I feel like it just kind of brings everything together. And here is our soft goth Halloween alternative look. I think this is a great option if you don't want to do the whole shebang with prosthetics and crazy makeup, which by all means, if you want to do that, that's great. Like I said, I normally end up not having any time to do anything like that, and I still feel like this is a little bit festive. It's very romantic, and it just sort of speaks to the spooky season. And with that, I bid you a very happy Halloween. Stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.